All right, today we are diving deep into a film critics are buzzing about, calling it one of Richard Linklater's best yet. It's called Blue Moon. We're going to break down what makes this movie so special, based on a fantastic new review. So, let's get into it.
I wanted to start with this one quote because it nails the feeling of this film. You'll see in a second that it's set in a really confined space, but the review says it creates this world that's so rich, so captivating, you just get completely lost in it. It really sets the stage for something unique.
So first up, let's talk about the setting, because Blue Moon makes this incredibly bold choice. The entire story is built around just one single place.
Yep, you heard that right. The whole movie, from start to finish, unfolds inside an Irish bar. And I don't mean it's the main location, I mean it's the only location. It feels almost more like a play than a movie, right? It really forces you to focus everything on the people and what they have to say.
Okay, so the big question pops up immediately. If you're stuck in one room for the whole film, how on earth does it not get, well, boring or claustrophobic? It's a massive creative gamble.
And here's the brilliant answer. The review says Linklater doesn't need to go outside because the world inside that bar is just so huge, intellectually and emotionally. The real action comes from the whip-smart dialogue and the incredible depth of the characters. It's like the walls themselves just dissolve in the face of all that human drama.
And all of that powerful human drama really centers on one person, the brilliant, witty, and deeply troubled songwriter Lorenz Hart, who's played by the one and only Ethan Hawke.
So this is what's so fascinating about Hart. He's a man of complete opposites. On the one hand, you have this incredibly sharp, biting sense of humor. He's the guy everyone wants to be around. But hiding right under the surface is what the review calls an invisible, painful state, this deep, profound sadness that he's always carrying.
And Ethan Hawke's performance is, by all accounts, absolutely phenomenal. The review calls it a deep, linear portrayal, which basically means he just becomes Lorenz Hart, from start to finish without a single false move. It's so intense it even brings to mind the legendary French actor Denis Lavant. Hawke isn't just playing a character here. His energy is the movie, perfectly capturing this kind of bittersweet humor.
So if a film is going to stay in one room, its engine has to be the dialogue. And let me tell you, the conversations in Blue Moon aren't just people talking. They are gripping, high-stakes battles of wit.
So, on one side of the net, you've got Lorenz Hart, cynical, brilliant, serving up these incredible lines with his razor-sharp mind.
And on the other side, returning every shot, is his longtime creative partner, Richard Rodgers. The review describes their long conversations as a tennis match, and I just love that analogy. It perfectly captures the rhythm of the film. This incredible volley of ideas, regrets, and witty jabs that's just riveting to watch.
But hey, it's not just a two-man game. The whole cast, including Margaret Qualley and Bobby Cannavale, works together in perfect sync. And the reviewer came up with this amazing phrase for it, the classic waltz effect. It suggests all the actors are moving together with this beautiful, smooth rhythm, like dancers who know every step perfectly. It's a flawless ensemble performance.
Now, beyond what everyone is saying out loud, there's another story being told, a story without words. And that brings us to the music, to memory, and to the ghost of a very famous musical hanging over the whole night.
So there's a piano player in the bar, and that piano is so much more than background noise. It's like another character in the film. Its music weaves through every single conversation, and each tune carries this silent meaning, this subtext that's saying all the things that characters can't. It's telling its own story right alongside theirs.
Okay, this timeline right here is absolutely critical to understanding just how heartbreaking this film is. The entire story happens on one single night, March 31st, 1943. Now, why is that date so important? It was the opening night of Oklahoma, the very first smash hit Richard Rodgers had with a new partner. And then, just a few months later, Lorenz Hart was gone. The film catches him right at this incredibly painful, pivotal moment of his life.
So what's the final takeaway? While the review doesn't just call Blue Moon a great movie, it suggests this might be a truly timeless piece of filmmaking, one that gets to a kind of depth you rarely see.
The movie is 100 minutes long, but here's the thing. The reviewer says it feels way shorter. And that's really a testament to Linklater's genius. He packs every single moment with such rich dialogue and complex characters that you completely forget they've been in the same room the whole time. And look, this isn't just one person's opinion. The film is already getting major awards.
For example, Andrew Scott, who plays Richard Rogers, won the prestigious Silver Bear for Best Supporting Performance at the Berlin Film Festival. That just goes to show you how incredible the entire cast is. In the end, this film is really a tribute. It's a beautiful, sad song for a complicated man. This final quote from the review just sums it up perfectly. Blue Moon is a composition that leaves you with this deep sense of sadness, and it's that very sadness that makes his portrait of a genius so powerful and so unforgettable.
And that really leaves us with this one big thought to chew on. Blue Moon puts us right there in the final moments of a creative giant, where you can't separate his brilliance from his pain, and it makes you wonder, can you ever really tell the story of an artist's genius without also telling the story of their tragedy? This film seems to argue that maybe you can't, maybe you have to.